Speed 80, start. Will a blanket demand for one-third reservation of seats actually be the best strategy for the women's movement, or should we call the bluff of those who demanded a subquota? Equally provocatively, might the sheer demand be combat sexual violence against women rebound against the basic freedom from violence that the women's movement seeks to protect? Such examples could be multiplied. Lest anyone be misled, these are all feminist arguments that work through a form of dissent that simultaneously upholds feminist ways of seeing and feminist forms of struggle. Does this mean that everything that a scholar like Professor Menon tries writes or believes should demand our assent? Not at all. I cannot think of anyone who is more open to disagreement and welcoming of constructive dissent, and who, in fact, encourages this attitude from students and colleagues alike. That is precisely why we are outraged not by the fact that people disagree with Professor Menon or want to question her views, but by the mode in which they are choosing to do so. The malicious campaign we have witnessed in recent days is not about expressing dissent, it is about bullying and intimidation. It reveals a deeply undemocratic mindset that offers no arguments of its own but tries to capture public attention by repeated sensationalized attacks that work for twisting statements and taking them out of their context. What is truly worrisome is that it does not just stop at this. This campaign goes far beyond the limits of public debate to make opponents fear for their lives by whipping up a frenzy and creating a situation where the laws of the land are seen as irrelevant. These are acts of cowardice, not bravery, least of all acts of heroism in the service of Mother India. Such campaigns are also revealing because they inadvertently recognize the transformational potential of feminism in India today. For feminism believes that genuine gender equality can only come about where fundamental freedoms are guaranteed for all and where no other forms of oppression can flourish. This is the legacy that feminists in India have been striving for so long to bring to fruition, and which is therefore perceived as being so dangerous. This is also the tradition that Professor Menon has embodied with integrity and force. And if there are those who would attack such a feminism, they should at least have the courage to attack us all. One of the objectives of the Make in India program is to improve and protect the Indian intellectual property IP regime. The steps envisaged to achieve this objective include increased posts in IP offices, e-filing facilities, major fee reduction for micro, small, and medium enterprises holding awareness programs, etc. A less discussed IP right in this context is geographical indications, GIs, a right aptly described as sleeping beauty as it was in slumber till the advent of the trade related aspects of intellectual property rights agreement in the mid 1990s by Florent Givers, a renowned European IP lawyer. GIs indicate goods as originating in a specific geographical region, the characteristics, qualities, or reputation thereof essentially attributable to such region. GI branded goods possess a recall value amongst consumers who essentially attribute these characteristics, qualities, or reputation to such geographical origin. Scotch whisky, produced only in certain regions of Scotland in accordance with regulations, is an example. GIs support and protect local production as opposed to global production, generate local employment, and are mostly untouched by industrialization originating in villages or small towns. Since consistent quality is a must in GI branded goods and often cements itself as a consumer recollection point, producers are expected to diligently follow specific production methods. Champagne, cognac, and Parma ham are some European names that started humble lives decades ago and became the icons that they are today, owing to such quality control and perseverance. Many European GIs have also successfully built up ancillary industries like tourism and lodging in the respective regions, enabling visitors to get a first hand experience of the manufacturing process and absorb the history thereof. Such ancillary industries are create also create local employment and aid in the socio-economic development of the region in the long run. Complying with World Trade Organization obligations, India enacted the Geographical Indications of Goods Registration and Protection Act 1999 GI Act and has set up a registry in Chennai to register such names, covering agricultural goods manufactured and natural goods, textiles, handicrafts, and foodstuffs. The GI registry's website lists 238 registered names as of March 2016. While the list has popular GIs like basmati rice, Darjeeling tea, and Pashmina shawls, many names on the list are lesser known or never heard of despite being in existence for decades.